Hey, peace. It's Phoenix. How you real people doing out there in the real world, and not the fake world everybody else in? Talking to you people, like the real ones, that are still grinding and still going strong, even though we got a bunch of haters. So I want to really talk about, the majority of majority rules and you know um when we say majority rules, I think that's why things are so fucked up right now, because when you look around the world and the different colors and shades of people and stuff like that, that we have colorization. That's something indoctrinated into us over the years that just happened to our cultures and tribes throughout everyone's tribes. One is not excluded from the other, where because if it's all interrelated, interconnected some way or somehow, you got to think like, um, what's really going on, because with the separation now, this separation has been caused by George Soros and people, his people and his movement and his agenda, his specific agenda of utilizing immigrants and giving, letting them be the head front of infrastructure and all these sorts, and giving them more opportunity. And he is doing this for immigrants. And he is basically ruling America politics and campaigning and advertisements here, all the way from bumblefuck Europe. So you got to think, like, how does a man rule everything around here, and so much of our everything going on? He doesn't even live here. He lives in Europe, just like Boris Johnson, who had a big say-so in the Roe versus Wade thing. So, and I want to talk about that also, Roe versus Wade, and the after effects of overturning the decision over there, because with that, we could go into that, a little bit later, but I just want to say for that part is that both parties, Roe and Wade, are the same. They're not any different. They're the same parties. They're, when you really do a thorough research and you go out in the streets and you talk to real people, that's how you learn the best, is through fucking experience. You don't learn through other people's experience. You can't live vicariously through other people and people on TV and all these things, how people think that they, do. Like, you can't do that. You have to live through your own experience. Yeah, you can be inspired by many, but at the end of the day, only you can learn from your own experiences. So that's why no one can resonate with what you say if you're just speaking from a non-experience. Nobody can understand you. Like, you're just talking garbage to the ethers. It's going in through one ear, out the other, because it's not resonating with nothing in our brains with the third eye. The third eye is not resonating with some shit that's just not meant to be resonated with. So I smoke weed, for my mental health. And my father had cancer, and a few people in my family died of cancer. So smoking weed just helps me not get it either, and keep my mind fresh and whatever. So weed is much better than cigarettes, people. And there's a war on consciousness and drugs. Uh, why not sell weed instead of cigarettes? Why not sell hemp instead of cigarettes? Why not sell, any type of cannabis, THC product that helps heal, actually heal, not just suppress things, you know? So, the topic was majority rules, I was saying. So when we talk about majority rules, that's why they keep talking about indigenous tribes and darker skin shades being more populated around the whole world. That's how we all exist and stuff like that through, that's what it is, majority rule. So I don't know if the census is real, but maybe, African Americans or melanated, they say melanated. I got in trouble for saying the word black by some crazy lady. And I'll say crazy lady. How about that? If that sounds better than black. So, some nutso was like, oh, why'd you say the word term black? Like, only to me, nobody else. Everyone else in the whole world was allowed to say the word black. But, when I said it, it was like, holy shit, why is she saying it? Oh my god, you don't get to do that. Da 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 da. Anyways, and I don't even care. I don't even know what the big problem is because, I mean, I do. I really know what the underlying, like the bigger issue is for sure. But as far as me using the word black, like in India, black is like revered. Everybody in, like the little towns, like we know, like we think that black is beautiful and it's revered over there. We don't like hate on it and judge based on color, because we know that everybody's different, and it goes the same way for indigenous black tribes and stuff like that. They are all not the same, and they'll tell you the same, like, so I don't know I don't see the big separation other than, my whole thing is I could see a sister and see them as a reflection, but they don't always see me as a reflection of them. And same with some a few like Indian sisters and stuff like that. Like they be some embrace me and others just don't. It's like either one or the other. So both ways, like it's because I know who I am, and they know who I am. It seems, they show it, because that I've been really highly disrespected by some females in certain areas and stuff like that, and I could definitely, I don't know. So when you know who the fuck you are, people can't relate. I don't know, when they don't know who they are, So you gotta get educated into what is indigenous, and then indigo, and then Indus, and then Nile Valley, which is a whole Mandela effect. People don't realize the Nile Valley starts in Americas and then flows through the east that way, and it's a lot of probably supernatural phenomena going on over there that they don't talk about. So and a lot of our white natives know about it, and they try to keep it hidden from us. I don't know why. They think it's safer to keep our own knowledge hidden from us for some reason. It doesn't make sense to me either. So it's like, why can't we be on the same page about certain things? Because that only makes sense. It's like, fight a bigger the real dude that's like fucking things up is like or they're not taking critical. I don't know. In the whole, I feel like everything's gonna work out. I'm a positive fucking person, so that's what people don't like about me. The more I stay positive, the more I actually see the changes coming throughout, and You know, I really was on the sideline of the game, like of this life game, watching for a long period of time until my dad passed away in 2018. And he passed away right before the virus happened. And it's like after he passed, that's when it's like I stepped into the game. I started, you know, really playing. So I realized really fast how much the game changed once I got in there. And then I'm like, wait a second. Like, I was never out of this game on the sideline. I was always been in the game since I've been sitting in the sideline, you know? Like, I never left. So it was like, you know, you learn a lot from being on the sidelines. So there's a lot of, you know, black people or African American people or indigenous people, or there's so many names now for this certain group of people that have a darker skin tone than I do or that other people do. So it's like we have to make like create a shrine or something for them or something, maybe because of the Black Madonna, because she's black. We gotta make sure that it's preserved as black, how it remains, you know. We can't do it, fuck with that. So everybody knows, so it's just like, do you know? It's like, do you know? Everybody like are catching on, but do you? Do you fucking know? Let's talk about mental health for a second and how half the world is diagnosed or misdiagnosed with you know, a mental health problem like depression, bipolar, anxiety, etc., etc. The other half is not diagnosed. So this side that is not diagnosed is basically diagnosing the other side of ailments. So a tragedy of the situation is half the world is pointing fingers at the other half of the world for diseases in their life. How fucked up is that, you know? So how is that a balance, really? It's not really balanced. If you think about it, one is just giving to the other. That's not balanced. And Mother Nature don't like situations like that, not balanced like that, because it's two sides of the 8 infinity sign. Yeah, so both sides should be equally flowing, you know, through the ethers like that. And you see how the wind is talking, like, you see how it's going a little bit harder now that the truth is coming out about certain things. Like, let's think about it. How is it working out when one side of the world is misdiagnosing the other side of the world for shit that this side of the world is creating for them? Right? So is it really what, the 1%, or is it 1% with, like, you know, 54% helping the 1% rule the other 50%? Think about this. So the 1% can't rule just by the motherfucking self. It's just 1%. How do they do that? They have to get 54% to aid them with their agendas and lies and so forth to go against the other side. Now, if you are not a victim of mental health, okay, if you have not been hospitalized, if you have not been jailed, if you are not a veteran of fighting through a certain war or something like that, you need to count yourself out of and sit on the sidelines for a little while, because let the players with who actually experienced and have been victims to these things speak and give you real details. Everyone else can sit down and listen, because you are perpetuating the shit. You are not the victim at hand. You are misleading and pointing fingers, not taking accountability for shit, and you are telling the other half of the world they are misdiagnosed, while you're sitting and on your high chair and your high horse, drinking beers, going to NBA games, shouting out your whatever. I don't give a fuck. But you can't be talking about, oh, this world is fucked up today and the next day or the next day, until you go and get diagnosed and misdiagnosed and go to a hospital, go fight for some war you didn't have no business fighting for. Do something. Don't just go get a go to a 4-year college, get a college receipt saying I'm smart, and act like you're smart. You know everything. I don't respect these people who got college degrees. They got money for fucking going to college, but not to help a lot of motherfuckers that can't have no business, they don't have no money or business going to college like you do. Half the world goes to college. The other, a lot of the other half don't go to college. So how is your college degree helping you get along with the rest of the world that doesn't have your degree? Even with the degree, you are just aiding the company to take from, we're consumers. The consumers, that everybody who has a cell phone and anybody who carries a cell phone, it's like weaponry. We're all aiding into this economy to either blow up or perpetuate the bullshit. So if you have a cell phone, like, I'm using it to do this, because that's what it's like, what else am I gonna use a cell phone for right now? I'm paying all this money, at least let me use my voice and my vibration to make a motherfucking point about something. So I use social media to make an impact and make you think, like Dane Conway makes you think. But Tupac said it, first. He was like, I spark a thought that should be taught. So, anyways. See, the ancestors like that. See the wind? When I mentioned Tupac? See? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's a thug life over here. If you don't know what a thuggy is, go look it up. A lot of so-called melanated people will be like, oh yeah, we Asian too. Watch an Asian person say we black too, and they'll be like, he said he's black and he's Asian. But we don't trip when you guys are like, oh yeah, you Asian too. Yeah, okay, yeah, we one and the same. Cool, yeah. Like, that's something you could learn. As deep as your roots go, as deep as your wounds go. So it's like, you need some help to get, everything out, released out. Cut cords and shit. Like, people who's just perpetuating the separation of things is like toxic, it's toxic behavior. You need help. You gotta release it. So that's helping, talking about it. Use your throat chakra to release things. Ain't no judgment, So that's why I respect my born religion. I would say, like, the religion I was born into was Islamic, and I learned a lot. I wasn't religious, but I was very much into knowledge. So, I gained a lot of knowledge through school and stuff like that, going through Islamic school and stuff. And I didn't listen to everything, because I was raped as a young child by an Islamic man that wasn't in my family, but he was, a family so-called friend, but, everybody found out later. So I always be wondering what my life would be like, and who I would be if I never experienced that rape situation as a young child, because it kind of changed my whole psyche. That's what a manipulating energy does. So, that's why I don't like when people say, oh, you manipulate energy. It's like, no, you're teaching people to be like pedophiles and rapists and stuff like that. Manipulation is a negative thing to do. You don't manipulate. That's why people get